is Santiago with MMA Allen. Today I'm here with the kingpin of the Bellator featherweight division. We have on the $1 Million Man. We have on professional race car driver, AJ McKee. Does that sound all right, AJ?
Yeah, we're working on that. Yeah, Indy cars all the way, baby. Let's go.
I saw you on the racetrack the other day. I believe it was yesterday. How was that experience for you?
Man, it was phenomenal. I had a blast. I'm looking forward to getting into it. I've done a lot of just speed racing on the freeways and whatnot. So getting able to do it in a legitimized sport and actually learn what I'm doing it's phenomenal. You know, I met a lot of cool guys out there, a lot of great drivers, and they're all just like, it's kind of like our gym. You know, it's a big, loving, welcoming community. They're just wrapping me right in, just loving arms. You know, so I appreciate everybody that made that opportunity happen, and everybody that I'm potentially going to work with in the future.
How long have you had that need for speed, and like how long have you had this passion?
Honestly, so if I wasn't fighting, I would probably be in special forces, military of some sort, or just adrenaline junkie, man. I love life in the fast lane. So I don't know. I grew up watching Need. I grew up playing Need for Speed, watching obviously all the Fast and Furiouses as a kid.
Nice.
It's like SoCal native, you know what I mean? I've visited a few of the spots where the iconic movie locations, you know what I mean, the houses and so forth, the deli. So yeah, man, it's a lifestyle out here, man. Everybody, SoCal, California, just the car scene is so big. And I've always just been an adrenaline junkie. As a kid, we used to go to Glamis and race the sand rails and stuff. So yeah, for me, I started as import Honda CRX guy. Still working on that thing. I'm at 700 horse and currently going all-wheel drive. So that's my track car. I got a CTSV 2018 Championship Edition. That's more of like a drag car, obviously, because of the weight, and that thing gets going, you know. So that's my freeway monster, is what I call that thing. Soon to be track monster. I'm looking forward to tracking that thing.
I saw that you met. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know what really got me into the race scene. I guess it's just some things in life, you know, you just gravitate to, and racing's always been one of those things for me.
And on the fast track, I saw that you met Kokokai star Tanner Buchanan. You know, he's Robbie from Kokokai. How did that happen?
So surprisingly, my teammate Reese, actually, he's very big into movies and so forth. I didn't know who he was. Obviously, I know the show Cobra Kai, and like I even told him, I was like, oh, like, dude, congratulations on all your success, so forth. And then like I was like, I'm not big into TV, you know. I'm just constantly in the gym. If I'm not in the gym, I'm at the car shop working on my cars and so forth. So it was cool. My buddy noticed him and he was like, yo, go take a picture with him. That's dude from Cobra Kai. And I'm like, all right, cool, like whatever. And yeah, he was super chill, down to earth dude, man. It was a pleasure meeting him and being able to chop it up with him for a few. And yeah, you know, we all got to enjoy that experience together, get to ride along in a car. We got to get in drift cars. I was in a twin turbo Viper, so I got my cherry was popped in a bad and bougie car. I was in a twin turbo Viper sideways.
And you put up a poll on your story whether you should join Cobra Kai or Miyagi Do. As a fighter, where do you feel like you fit in, Cobra Kai or Miyagi Do?
Man, obviously Miyagi. Like I'm a lover, you know. As much as a fierce warrior and fighter I am, I'm a lover, you know. So our gym is very family orientated. I don't know, that I would let my fans pick. That's why I asked everybody. I wanted to see their input. Like, where would you guys place me? But I feel Mr. Miyagi all the way. My own personal opinion. I feel like my dad is Mr. Miyagi in a sense, you know.
Awesome, man. And you know, as we move on to this rematch, you know, against Patricio Pitbull, before we get into that, what kind of music have you been listening to? What artists have you been listening to prepare for this fight?
Man, Lil Baby's always the vibe. That's rapper of the year, you know what I mean? Gunner. Honestly, I wasn't too fond of Lil Pump prior, but his new little album, there's a couple little bangers on there. I've been into a little bit of country, a little bit of EDM. Dude, I like it all. That's the thing about me. I have such like just a wide variety of music. I listen to a little bit of everything. Jazz puts me to sleep, so it depends what mood I'm in, what day. You know, if I need to be pumped up, I'm gonna throw some rock on. If I need to, you know, I need to be in a good melody, I'm gonna put some Lil Baby on. You know, if I want to go just YOLO, I'm gonna put some old school Eminem on. Like, it just depends what vibe I'm feeling in the day.
For sure. And you know, with this rematch with Pitbull, I feel like from the first fight, you guys couldn't really. I feel like he can't really learn too much because not only did you, you know, TKO him, you also submitted him in that fight. You know, you faced him twice in that fight. What can you expect to see from him in the second fight? Like, what do you think he's going to learn from the first fight?
I don't know, you know, that's the interesting point for myself is that, like, I don't know what he thinks he's going to do different. I don't know much of what I can do different. We didn't even really get to execute the game plan. So I don't know. I'm an adapter. Regardless, once we get in there, I can say what I'm going to do. But as soon as that door closes, that bell rings, like everything goes out the window. My mind goes blank. And it's like art, you know what I mean? You got to improvise in that moment and just make the adjustments that are necessary. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to go out there, just pick him apart. At the end of the day, like I said prior, he has to come to me. I have the advantage. Going into this fight, though, my mindset has changed a bit different. You know, last time I gave him a lot of respect. You know, it was him being the champ, his accolades and accomplishments. But this time, you know, he's not the champ. I'm the champ. So I'm going to do what I do best, and that's entertain the fans and, you know, put on a great show. I'm looking to go knock his head off his shoulders this time.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Henry Cejuto, you know, I believe he works a lot with those guys over there in Arizona, but do you think Henry Cejuto might be in his corner?
Doesn't affect me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Cejuto's smaller than him. No disrespect, but what are you going to help him do? Wrestle? Go watch the Pat Curran fight. You'll see what I do when you wrestle. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's what's so intriguing about this fight. He feels it was early stoppage or whatever. I feel like that's just ego, man. He's a very egotistical person. So you know, if you're fighting with ego, you're already one step behind. You got to be able to remove your emotions and do what's right at the end of the day. That's something my father's been very big and key on instilling into me my entire life. And yeah, that's, you know, you got to remove that ego. But me being the champ, I already know I'm in his head. I know how to get under his skin. I'm not going to give him the time of day. You know, this is my show at the end of the day, and I'm gonna make it the way I want to make it.
Mm-hmm. I know you have to focus on this fight, but you did name drop, you know, guys like Volkanovski, maybe even Nate Diaz down the line. What do you make of Nate Diaz requesting his release from the UFC? And like, he's shown some interest in joining the Bellator roster. So what do you think of all that?
Bring that ass here, boy. I would love to fight Nate. I feel like that'd be my first fight into like stardom. You know what I mean? That'd be a first superstar fight. Obviously Volkanovski in my weight class. See who the real pound for pound is. You know, unify the belts. That's the only way that'll ever happen is unify the belts. Let's see who the real best and baddest man walking this planet is. Whether it's ONE FC, PFL. I got plenty of money behind me now. I got plenty of skill set and talent behind me. So my first thing was win a world championship. You know, I knew once I won a world championship, I already know I'm the best in the world. So for me, it's now just being able to have the opportunity to show the rest of the world. And why not? You know, I'll fight Nate at 170 if he can make. I think he can make 170. But yeah, we'll see. 170 boxing, get something on Showtime. I mean, if he comes into the MMA cage, 55. You know, I mean, I don't want him laying on me. It's a big boy to have laying on you. But whatever. He's got to take me down. I don't think he'd take me down.
You said that Volkanovski. You said that Volkanovski wasn't the people's champion. So if he's not the people's champion, who is? Would you consider Max Holloway the people's champion, or would it be you?
This guy, Max Holloway all the way. That's somebody I look up to. Great warrior, beast. You know what I mean? Even when he fought Ortega, he's a people's person. He's genuine. He's loving. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's all respect, and that's what I appreciate in Holloway. You know what I mean? When you saw him fight Ortega in the middle of the fight, he's helping him with his striking, showing him how to counter. Like, that's a true people's champ to me. You know what I mean? Help this man get better, even though in that very present moment, it could affect you. You can show him how to counter yourself, and then he catches you and it ends the fight. So it's things like that I admire. I would say Holloway's he's a people's champ. You know what I mean? If you have anything bad to say about Holloway, you're probably just a hater or a piece of, you know what.
Mm-hmm. And, I'm not sure what the current status is of your Bellator contract, but how many fights do you have with them, and how many fights? So do you think you might, after those 3 fights, maybe test your other options and other promotions?
We'll see what the deal is. They wanted to renegotiate prior to the Cardwell fight. I told them obviously no. Show you what I'm worth, being $1 million, winning the grand championship in the tournament. So, man, I don't know. I did it 4 for 4 all finishes. I told everybody I was going to finish them 4 for 4 all finishes. I did it. Now, Patricio Pitbull, I think they may have thought it was a fluke or something. So for me, it's just go put the icing on the cake one more time and solidify myself as pound for pound champ and GOAT, you know what I mean, at 145 pounds.
Mm-hmm. And I got to ask you about the Will Smith situation. Obviously he slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. What did you think of all that?
I can understand both sides. Obviously, me being such a passionate and loving person, I 1000% get what Will did. Don't speak about my wife, especially having a medical condition. That's not right, whether it's a joke or not. People probably didn't know she has a medical condition. But at the end of the day, it's something that shouldn't be joked about. I feel he could have definitely handled it differently. Laying your hands on someone's never the right thing to do. But I understand, you know what I mean? It's not, that's a pretty touchy subject. Someone's talking about your family, it's your wife, your children with this woman. They've had, it's not like they've had the best relationship. They've had their ups and downs, but at the end of the day, that's still his wife and she should be respected, and I don't know. I think it was a little deep of a joke, especially. It's a joke too, though. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's at the Oscars. You're not at the comedy show, so I don't know. Chris Rock he's singled the Smiths out prior to this too, so it's like I feel like he's kind of got something out for him, whether they were present or not. He's out there taking those shots at him. So, having a shot at Will Smith specifically is one thing, but his wife, that's a little bit different. I don't know. At the end of the day, you can't lay your hands on someone on national television. So I understand your tempers get flared and so forth. It's the same thing with fighters. Sometimes these guys go too far. They start talking about people's families, their children's, and look at the Masvidal situation with Covington. Obviously, Covington's not about that street life, but dude, you talk like you are, and then you see somebody in the street, this man's gonna come at you. So it's a touchy subject, and there's a fine line where I think people need to start realizing that their words do affect people, and you just got to realize what you're saying. I caught myself yesterday saying something, and I had to retrace what I said and make sure that I apologized for it, because what I said, it came off as cocky, and I didn't want to be like that cocky person, you know what I mean? But in reality, it was really a heartfelt compliment that I was speaking upon my own emotions. So it's just being able to acknowledge your flaws and adapt in those situations and point your wrongs out. You know what I mean? If you can't self-reflect and look in the mirror and point your flaws out, then it's kind of, what are you doing? What are you doing in life? Don't play the pity parties, dude. The pity parties shit, get it out the window, bro. I don't have time for it. People around me don't have time for it. And this world definitely doesn't have time for pity parties.
Mm-hmm. And last question for you. I didn't want to keep you too long.
Man. It's all about the love.
Mm-hmm. Last question for you. You're one of the best dressed fighters, not just in Bellator, but just in the fight game in general. So if you had to name your top 3 best dressed fighters out of MMA, who would it be? You can include yourself if you want to.
Man, I love the drip. I love the drip. My birthday's April 7th. I'm a diamond, so I gotta shine bright like a diamond, as Rihanna would say, you know. I don't know. I haven't really been paying much attention to other fighters. I couldn't go top 3, man. Top 3. I would say Izzy's got some pretty nice swag. He's got some pretty nice swag. What else? Who else? Sean O'Malley's always doing some funky stuff. It just depends what you're into. You know what I mean? Everybody's got different styles. So I feel like it really depends on what you're into. I like to be suited and booted for fight press conferences and so forth. But on the street, you're going to catch me in a sweatsuit. You know what I mean? I don't know. Best dressed. Dustin Poirier's got some. Yeah, Dustin Poirier's got some saucy fits too, but I feel like my swag's just different, bro. I triumph everybody.
Awesome, AJ.
I'm sure I'll get a bunch of hate for that, but whatever.
Nah, man, nah. Fashion's all about expression. I think Israel Adesanya told me the same thing back in Houston, but I really appreciate you for the time. Do you want to shout out anybody or say anything to your fans? Go ahead.
Yeah, definitely, man. I want to thank all my fans, my day one supporters. Without you guys, man, my career wouldn't be possible, and I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in at the moment. Got to give all the glory to God, the man upstairs. Without him, I wouldn't have the skill set, the mindset, the drive that I have. Shout out Monster Energy, seek headphones, seek your reality. You know what I mean? Turn your dreams into reality. That's my motto. Yeah, man. Who else? Newport Watch Club. They always keeping me iced out. I'm surprised I ain't got a watch on today. Usually I got a rollie on, you know what I mean? But shout out Newport Watch Club, Import Auto Pros. It's my car guys and anybody else in the car scene.
Awesome, AJ. Well, don't get into any crashes on the racetrack, okay? I want you to make it safe to the next fight.
Nah, I won't. I'm good. I'm staying off the track, I promise. After the fight, I'm going to step back out there. I'll be on the mountain and the track.
Awesome. Thanks so much, AJ. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, bro.